The so-called alien mummies discovered in Peru, supposedly near the Nazca lines, have been dismissed as a hoax by skeptics and most of the scientific community, with claims that a definitive study released in 2024 has exposed the fraud. But researchers who've been studying the small and oddly shaped specimens for many years feel otherwise, and they are now fighting back to save their reputations and let the public know about the latest evidence suggesting the mummies are something organic and real. The lead investigator on the ongoing investigation of the strangely shaped mummified bodies is Dr. José Zalce, the former director of the Mexican Navy Medical Department, and by anyone's measure, a legitimate scientist with bona fide credentials. He has analyzed 21 of the strange bodies, all of which were recovered during excavations in Peru. And he told the Daily Mail that he has identified fingerprints, bone wear, dental formations, muscular features, and internal organs, proving they're 100% real biological organisms. He even claims to have found evidence that one of the female's mummies was pregnant at the time of her death and mummification, which in his words is something impossible to fake or replicate fraudulently. To back this assertion, Dr. Zalce has provided a recent scan of the pregnant mummy that seems to show an intact fetus inside of her body. All of this is important for those who advocate for the reality of the alien mummies. As the debunking study put out in 2024 claimed, the mummified beings weren't beings at all, alien, mutated, human, lost hominin species, or anything else, because they were actually dolls, assembled from animal bones fixed together with glue and then wrapped up to make fake mummies. This is the theory that Dr. Zalce has had to respond to as he attempts to keep the story of the Peruvian mummies and their true identity alive. The mummies emerged from obscurity in 2023 when controversial UFOologist and journalist Jaime Maussan brought two small, wrapped beings before the Mexican Congress in his version of alien disclosure. He said they were not part of our terrestrial evolution, as a third of their genetic features had proven to be unidentifiable. This presentation was not particularly helpful to the cause of those who swear the mummies are legitimate, since Maussan has a reputation as a grifter and attention seeker, even among those who take the UFO phenomenon seriously. Dr. Zalce and his team, however, have carried out a range of scientific tests on the mummies over the past several years, including X-rays, CT scans with 3D reconstruction, fluoroscopy, DNA analysis, forensic fingerprinting, and tissue sample examinations. This is the sort of analysis that is required for the story of the alien mummies to be taken seriously. And Dr. Zalce insists his findings debunk the debunkers. These confirm with 100% certainty their organic, biofunctional, and skeletal anatomical authenticity, Dr. Zalce stated, throwing down the gauntlet to the scientific community as a whole. Joyce Mantilla, a Peruvian journalist who has worked closely with the doctor's team, accepts this conclusion, having been persuaded finally by the pregnant mummy called Montserrat. The fact that the fetus is a tridactyl, three-fingered being, makes it one of the most important proofs of the authenticity of these bodies, he said. Dre Zalce and his team have determined that Montserrat was between 15 and 25 years old at time of her mummification, based on her bodily condition, gestational state, and a comparison of her anthropomorphic bone structure. He estimates Montserrat's remains are from 1,200 to 1,600 years old. While much has been made of the claim by Maussan and others that the Peruvian mummies are alien, Dr. Zalce and his team and supporters are only interested in proving they are anomalous. In fact, Mantilla believes that the mummies are remains from an unknown species of hominin, due to the mixture of features that match humans in some cases, but differ in others. The three-fingered hands, facial features, and elongated skull and feet are variants. It could be a different species of hominid that had not been described before by science, he said. This idea is backed by a different study of a Peruvian mummy named Maria, which was published in May 2024. The researchers involved in this work found biological similarities with humans, but also many morphological and anatomical structural differences. This creature's bones were observed to fit together naturally under the mummified casing, as would be the case with a human body, and the elongated skull showed no signs of artificial cranial deformation. While Dr. Zalce is more convinced than ever that he and his team are studying a truly bizarre life form from Earth or elsewhere, scientists outside this group who've tried to squash the story because they see it as a hoax aren't backing down from their conclusion. Peruvian forensic archaeologist Flavio Estrada, who led the much-cited analysis that refuted Dr. Zalce's assertions, said the claims that the two objects came from another world or are truly anomalous in any way are totally false. The conclusion is simple. They are dolls assembled with bones of animals from this planet, with modern synthetic glues. Therefore, they were not assembled during pre-Hispanic times, he stated definitively. They are not extraterrestrials. They are not aliens. As confident as this sounds, Estrada's statements have not stopped Zalce and his team from continuing their research. All serious researchers involved have confirmed that these are non-human bodies with unique anatomical differences, such as tridactyl, without any traces of artificial manipulation or alteration, Zalce countered, insisting that the mummy's authenticity is supported by fingerprints, DNA analysis showing remarkable differences from human DNA, and other surprising genetic and pathological findings. One intriguing discovery, according to Zalce, are many metal plates that have been found in different areas of the mummy's bodies. They are located from the interior, covering some bones to external attachments on the skin, forming a biofunctional implant with no signs of rejection. These polymetallic plates have been analyzed using CADO, revealing an alloy composed of copper, cadmium, osmium, aluminum, gold, and silver. Notably, the silver has a purity of over 95%, which is rare in nature. He continued, according to Mantilla, Montserrat was found with a metallic-like object on its head that was put into the body before death. They have been placed on the skin using a technique that we still do not know, he said. In some cases, the skin has been seen to have grown around the implant. Dr. Zalce, Mantilla, and everyone advocating for the legitimacy of the Peruvian mummies are making some extraordinary claims, which have been rejected in at least one peer-reviewed study, that of Dr. Estrada. To progress further, they plan to work collaboratively with the Peruvian Ministry of Culture to complete additional genetic and forensic testing. There are a lot of unknowns about these tridactyl specienesin that could be definitively answered through additional testing modalities not currently available in Peru, Mantilla said. Our position is simply that they should be tested in a legal and culturally sensitive manner with the best methods available today.